So, good afternoon to you guys from the UK. Oh, it's another day at work, another day of being abused by these abusing in authority covert surveillance team and wannabe researchers, and all doing scientific experiments linked to neuroscience, linked to brain to computer interfacing, linked to trying to read my brain activity, neurons, and linked to human behavioural modification programming, where they're trying to dysfunction me, trying to make me lose my concentration, and trying to agitate me 24 hours a day, and trying to mentally and physically shatter me so that they can click away ferociously all day, make edited bullshit videos of other people in works areas, or driving, or going out shopping, or in their homes, and trying to stitch you up into healthcare, NHS, mental health. While the brain activity they're capturing while I'm sleeping, while I'm dreaming, while I'm thinking, and they throw in loads of local people's names to try and get me thinking, or try and project what I'm dreaming about when I'm asleep. While at the same time they're throwing loads of people's names, loads of past activities socially or in the works area. And I remember try and view these photographs and these videos that they're getting through my brain activity to see if they can see what they can picture, whether it's people's faces or whether it's activity in the local pub scene, the local clubbing scene, or indoors or at work, to see if they can try and stitch them up and frame them up that way. So I'm watching Countdown, and there's loads of banging. No one's above me because it's an attic. So yeah, you have to realise how they're doing it. And obviously, if I ain't seen the equipment they're set up in wherever they're doing it from, in nearby property, due to what I've seen from the Great Get Rid Project and historical experiments, they'll be sitting in another property, and they've got devices hidden in the attic between my ceiling and between my attic floor. They've got amplifiers, they've got cameras, remote controlled, and all kinds of sensors and all kinds of studs, so they can capture everything 24 hours a day, or they try and agitate me, try and entrap me into giving out a response. And while they use other people doing these activities wherever I am, wherever I go to, whether it's on the bus, whether it's in the works area, in my nearby vicinity, in the shopping area, also capturing other people's slim body frames, trying to make out targets not eating. They've got all kinds of excuses, a book of symptoms, a book of illnesses that they'll try and stitch targets up with. While they defraud, they're desperate to defraud themselves and defraud the sectors while capturing other people's eyes, capturing other people's bodies, capturing other people's activities, whether it's body language, whether it's the tone of the voice, or whether it's orology looks or facial expression looks, using thermology, infrared, ultrasound, X-ray, sonar, radar, track and trace, outlining technologies. Well, they use other people's slim body frames to try and detain targets under the Mental Health Act, or to try and ban targets from driving, making out the people can't handle the controls of the car because they're too slim. They're too slim. It's audacious. It's just an audacious, defrauding, profile making activity. While the research are doing, they're defrauding everyone and learning how to experiment. So going back to where they're hiding and all this banging coming from my ceiling, every now and then they set up the equipment. So they'll be in a property somewhere around here, and they'll be in some kind of vacuum when to set up the equipment, and then use EMF, sonar, radar technology to beam that into my direction, or if they're doing it to my mother as well, which they are. But because she doesn't know about the technology, so she doesn't want to talk about the targeting program to me. She's just oblivious to it all. And so these criminal practicing, abusing, twisted animals, do that to pensioners, to try and detain pensioners to put into anti-care homes. yeah, and they use other people's activities, other people's bodily functions, whether they're going to a toilet, yeah, or whether they're lying in bed, or whether they're indulging in drink or drugs. Yeah, just desperation that these sector abusers are learning, training on. So I suppose from the Gateway Project, they're trying to picture people's dreams, people's thoughts onto a brain-computer interface and then networked onto computers to whoever their trainees are, to whoever they're training, collaborating with, conspiring with, who view the images and see if they can work out what's happened in the past via memories, via forced dream manipulation, where they're throwing in loads of scenarios, loads of names via V2K, psychological warfare, audio spotlight. Now, it says they're clicking away now. I mean, just as I'm doing this little video. Yeah, because the person in charge of it all is an evil moron. Yeah, the broken animal. But yeah, he thinks he's a mastermind. He thinks he's intelligent. He thinks he's a sociologist. Human behavioural scientists. And they're learning the dark side, the corrupted, abusing side of all the latest neuroscience, neurology, dream manipulation, a Gateway Project, yeah, and learning how to view people's brains' activities and how to view it on their computers, their laptops, and their cinema rooms, whoever else is in the big team linked to NHS England neurologists, neuroscientists, and wannabe human behavioural scientists, wannabe sociologists, social workers, healthcare workers, and mental health administrators, psychiatrists and psychologists. Yeah, but all in it together, all racing to see who's the best council, who's the best team that's been put together. Yeah, so that they can have futures, give careers to people and leave a legacy for their team, for their organisation, for their agency, and for their universities, colleges that they're in partnership with. So the cycle continues, everybody. Well, the criminal element to all is they've told that many people for aiding and abetting, armed forces people, moonlighting firemen, moonlighting police officers, the police are involved in it all as well. Yeah, because the Fort Police will try and decipher people's minds to see if there's any criminal activity in there that they can try and do people for, especially when it's going back to historical cases that they think people have done or have been incriminated in, or due to gossip, due to slander. Yeah, they list people and go searching for brain activity. God knows why the sector abusers are involved in it all, but bygones, and twisted, abusing authority, eccentric, obsessed weirdos and abusers in sex cases, and wannabe scientists. Yeah, they've all jumped on the bandwagon, and they're all in the quest to try and crack the latest neuroscience technologies, which is brain-to-computer interfacing. And remote neutral monitoring, obviously, to network back to the people. And then all these sector abusers, psychiatrists, psychologists, and the sociologists, yeah, they all think they can learn various other sub-projects that aid and abet on when they're abusing people, such as neuro-linguistic programming and some satanic ritual abuse, trying to traumatise people. So the apps still, they're all around here, and yeah, locally. Some of them were just aiming to see through raw technology to view if a target reacts to the audio spotlight, to the V2K, yeah, to the auditory effect, noise harassment that they're bombarding targets with 24 hours a day, and try and show it to sector abusers to try and detain the targets if they start self-destructing in their own property, or if they think they can try and get damning personal persecutions on a target by saying the target's relapsing or the target's having psychotic episodes, yeah, or the target seems mentally deranged. Yeah, they've got all kinds of excuses, which again is linked to the DSM and linked to the British medical journals, whatever journals they're using. Yeah, they're just on the hunt, trying to get damning person prosecutions. Yeah, trying to label, trying to slander. That's why they tell so many people, community and workplace mobbing, to get them all on side as audience members, as phone callers to social workers, as witnesses and statement makers for the damning person prosecutions for their profiles. Yeah, just building up a big case. That's what they try and do. Yeah, that's what, and then while trying to get away with hidden case studies, research, community workplace trials, comparison trials, and track and trace, building up databases of people's bodies and body organs. That's all it means. I hope we could study the whole human anatomy. So at work again. Yeah, and I said they've manipulated those works people. So, to tell the truth, I've experienced it all, and so I'll just go to work to earn money, like everyone else does. And if people want to be backstabbing behind my back and play street theatre acting games, I'm thinking they're going to get a reaction at me, then they best think again. Yeah, it's been going on for 17 years, and I don't have to associate with these people. Yeah, apart from be at work and do my duties. Don't have to converse with them fully. Yeah, it's just a case of doing my work duties. That's why we use other people's activities. Yeah, because I'm better than average, and there's a lot of worse people out there in the big world who are working. So why should I work? Yeah, that's what I've got on community council sector abusers. It's what I've got on the healthcare abusers. It's what I've got on the NHS abusers. It's what I've got on the mental health administrators. Yeah, and it's what I've got on the senior covert leader. Yeah, we want to be researcher. We want to be scientists. So they're carrying on with this brain manipulation, carrying on trying to decipher my thoughts, thinking processes, and trying to do dream manipulation to try and brain-computer interface it and to see what can come up via the names they are mentioning and past activities they are mentioning. And also, if you know about this dream manipulation, brain-to-computer interfaces, you can try and lucid dream, force dream yourself, and put images in your head, just like a cartoon or a joke. Have a joke about it all, yeah. And when they see it, they panic and freak out because I've projected images of what I want to do to them, or projected images of abusers in the council, in the local community, the faces of them, the faces of the psychiatrists, and the Ralph Benitez, Paul McKenna, the Caucasian girl, to having a giggle about it and thrown in wigs. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just a case of lucid dreaming and thinking about something that they will try and they will see, and they can't do nothing with it because it's just like having a joke. Yeah, which they're picking up, and depending what kind of visuals that you put into your head, yeah, they will see it come up on the computers. Yeah, such as a scenario like, you know what I mean? They're all sitting down, and next thing, I've turned up and laid the law down to them and annihilated them. Yeah, that kind of dream. So I can continue to the body. Yeah, digest it all, so I can analyse it all and do your research on brain-computer interfacing, on neuroscience, skulduggery, and on the Gateway Project experiments. Over and out.